Lord Sri Venkateshwara Temple is very well known as the richest temple of the whole world. The Lord Sri Venkateshwara is also known as Balaji or Sri Govinda or Srinivasa, attracts millions of people every day. His temple is situated on the holy mountains of Venkatachalam or Venkatadri. The Vedic literatures glorifies again and again about the glories of Venkatachalam. Vem means sins. Kata means burning the sins. The Lord who removes our sins is called as Venkateshwara. Varaha Purana says, whoever think of Venkatadri at the time of sunrise, he obtains the benefit of 1,000 pilgrimages to begin from river Ganges to down to the southern sea, the Indian Ocean. A person, even thousands of miles away, if he turns his face towards Venkatadri and offer obeisances with devotion, he will be free from the sins and attain the spiritual world, Vaikunta. This mountain is also known as Kridachalam. It was brought from Vaikunta spiritual world by the Lord for his divine spiritual pastimes. Originally, the mountain is filled with precious stones, golden valleys, and divine trees, sweet cooing birds, and the liberated souls. With our material eyes, we are not able to see that. It is covered for our material eyes. The great souls like Annamacharya and Purandaradasa, they glorified in their songs about the divine vision they got about Tirumala. Lord Balaji is known as Jivamridam. That means the nectar that attracts all entities. He is the nectar for the Jivas or living entities who are suffering in this material world. According to Sri Sampradaya, the 5 deities are called as Panchamridam. Among that, Tirupati Balaji is known as Jivamridam. The Lord Ranganath of Srirangam is known as Gahanamridam. He always likes Kirtan. The Lord Varadaraj of Kanchipuram, known as Devamridam. The Lord also known as Devaraja Swami. He is the nectar for the demigods. The Ramapriya deity of Melukote, he is known as Ramamridam because he is the life and soul of Lord Rama. And the Parthasarathi of Chennai is known as Geetamridam because as Krishna he spoke Bhagavad Gita. The Lord always sacrificing everything to attract the devotees, to give comfortable to the devotees. The Lord is always shows causeless compassion to the living entities. He wants to remove our suffering and bring us back to the spiritual world, which is full of love and joy, and deliver us from this world of birth and death. The Lord wants every living entities to be happy. So the Lord personally takes care of whomever comes to Tirumala. He feeds them nice prasadam. In this way, the Lord attracted many devotees. Therefore, He is the nectar for the living entities. So He is called as Jivamridam. Great devotees from all the Sampradaya worship Lord Balaji. The great devotees like Annamacharya sees the spiritual world Vaikunta in Tirumala and sang in many songs about the spiritual vision he got.
Sahajanavaratna Kanchana Vedikalu Ganti Rahivahinchina Gopuram Gulave Kanti.
From the Sri Sampradaya, 10 Alvars and Shripad Ramanujacharya and Varavara Muni Vedanta Deshigan, and many of them glorified Lord Balaji. From the Madhvacharya's line, Vyasatirtha, Purandaradasa, Kanakadasa and many other great acharyas glorified and worshipped Lord Balaji. Indeed, Lord Balaji is one of the most favorite deity of Madhvacharya and many others in the Madhva line. Therefore, while addressing each other, they called Hare Srinivasa.
వెంకటరమణని బారో శేషాచలవాసని బారో వెంకటరమణని బారో శేషాచలవాసని బారో
The great devotee Purandaradasa came to Tirumala. First he visited Pabavinashana Tirtham. At that time, Lord Balaji went in the chariot and brought him to his temple. Then Purandaradasa performed his Shraddha ceremony to his father. When he was offering the rice known as Pinda, he saw Lord Balaji accepting it all with his 2 hands. Then Balaji told him jokingly, "I am your father still alive, than whom you are performing your Shraddha." Once, Lord Balaji invited his pure devotee Kanakadasa to his marriage festival known as Kalyanotsava. To welcome Kanakadasa, Lord Balaji sent his pujaris and servants. Somehow or other, they could not identify him. It was too late at night when Kanakadasa reached Tirumala. No one was there, so Lord Balaji personally went to him in disguise of a temple staff and gave him special prasadam like garlands, appam, laddu and milk, all in golden vessels which are used for Lord's worship, to Kanakadasa. Lord also gave his golden dhoti to Kanakadasa to cover while sleeping. Kanakadasa ate all prasadam with grateful heart and slept, covering himself with the Lord's dhoti and keeping all the golden vessels near to him. Next morning, the pujaris searching everywhere for the missing golden vessel, and they find with Kanakadas. So they thought Kanakadasa was stolen it and arrested him. At that moment, Lord Balaji told them that Kanakadasa was his chief guest and honored him very greatly and blessed him. Kanakadasa and Purandaradasa and many other dasas of Karnataka sang unlimited songs in glorifying Sri Balaji and Venkadachalam. The most famous song, Venkadachala Nilayam, was also sung by Purandaradasa.
వెంకటాచల నిలయం వైకుంఠపురవాసం వెంకటాచల నిలయం వైకుంఠపురవాసం పంకజనేత్రం పరమ పవిత్రం పంకజనేత్రం పరమ పవిత్రం శంఖచక్రధర చిన్మయ రూపం వెంకటాచల నిలయం వైకుంఠపురవాసం వెంకటాచల నిలయం వైకుంఠపురవాసం అంబుజోద్భవ వినూతం అగణిత గుణనామం తుంబురు నారద पुरवासं वेङ्कटाचलनिलयं वैकुण्ठपुरवासम् पाहि पाण्डवपक्षं कौरवमदहरणं पाहि पाण्डवपक्षं कौरवमदहरणं बाहुपराक्रमपूर्णम् बाहुपराक्रमपूर्णम् अहल्याशापभय निवारणं वेङ्कटाचलनिलयं वैकुण्ठपुरवासं पङ्कजनेत्रं परमपवित्रं शङ्खचक्रधर चिन्मयरूपं वेङ्कटाचलनिलयं वैकुण्ठपुरवासं वेङ्कटाचलनिलयं वैकुण्ठपुरवासम्
Tirumala Balaji temple is also known as Pushpa Mandapam. The Lord Balaji loves to be decorating himself with flowers. Therefore, the entire Tirumala hills are naturally always filled with beautiful flowers and trees. Above the Lord's shoulder, the big garland known as Tol Mala, Tomala Seva. In the festivals, devotees decorate the Lord and as well as the whole Tirumala with various types of flowers. In the same mood, we can see all the deities in Tirupati. Therefore, even in our ISKCON temple, Tirupati, also every year devotees performs Pushpabhishekam for their lordships Sri Sri Radha Govindji and Ashtasakis. Lord Balaji is well known as Govinda. The same Govinda we can see with Srimati Radharani as Sri Radha Govinda. The Lord with his right hand showing his lotus feet, which is the only hope and shelter for the conditioned souls. That reminds us to surrender unto his feet and become happy. The left hand he shows to his knees. That represents that the ocean of birth and death, known as Samsara Sagara, will become only the water contains that much of our knees, so that we can cross over it easily by surrendering to his divine beautiful lotus feet. Mother Padmavati. We will begin our yatra from Padmavati temple. Padmavati temple is about 5 kilometers from Tirupati in a place called Tiruchanur. Originally, it was a Krishna temple. Towards the left side of Krishna temple, there is also a temple for Sundara Rajaswami. Towards the right side of this Krishna temple is the temple of Mother Padmavati, the divine consort of Lord Balaji. She was born from a lotus flower, therefore she got the name Padmavati. Devotees pray for her mercy to get the good darshan and the blessings of Lord Balaji. Padma Sarovara pond situated behind the temple, from which Mother Padmavati appeared from a lotus flower. We can also see a temple of Surya Narayana here. On every Friday, we can see the Abhishek of Mother Padmavati in a garden nearby temple.
క్షీరాబ్ధి కన్యకకు శ్రీ మహాలక్ష్మికి నీరజాలయమునకు నీరాజనం 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 క్షీరాబ్ధి కన్యకకు శ్రీ మహాలక్ష్మికి నీరజాలయమునకు నీరాజనం నీరాజనం నీరాజనం.
The most merciful Mother Padmavati blesses the devotees with devotion and all opulences. Alvar Tirtham. Tirumala hills are considered as Vaikunta. Before entering to the Tirumala hills, devotees take bath in this Alvar Tirtham, also known as Kabila Tirtham. It is like a river Viraja, which flows near Vaikunta. From here, the devotees used to climb the Tirumala hills on those days. The great devotees, known as Alvars, used to come here and pray to Lord Balaji. Since the mountain is Adisesha himself, they hesitate to climb on the hills. So, Lord Balaji used to come here and gave darshan and blessings to them. Here we can also see the temples of Lord Shiva, known as Kabileshwar Mahadev, Lakshmi Narayana, Venugopala Swami and Hanumanji. Alipiri. Olden days, there was a tamarind tree. In Tamil, it is known as Pulimaram. Adipuli means under the tamarind tree. Now it is turned and known as Alipiri. Adipuli turned into Alipiri. This is the place where Sripad Ramanujacharya used to listen Ramayan discourses from Sri Shailapurna. Here we can see the holy lotus footprints of Lord Balaji. The devotees who climb the hills pray to the Lord here and carry the footprints of the Lord on their head and circumambulate and begin their pilgrimage to Tirumala. Since the 7 hills are not different from the Adisesha, devotees used to worship each step with haldi, kungum and camphor lamps. The devotees chant the holy names Govinda, Govinda and climb the hills eager to see the Lord of 7 hills known as Govinda or Venkateshwara. hills of Venkatachalam burns all one's sins. There was a Brahmin named Madhava. Due to his bad association with a prostitute, he engaged in all sinful activities, and finally he got leprosy and suffered so much. But one day he seen some devotees climbing the hills to go to Tirumala. He also joined with them and climbed these holy hills of Venkatachalam while chanting the name Govinda and Govinda. As soon as he reached the top, suddenly his body started burning. Then he got a new golden body. All his sins are burned by the 7 hills of Tirumala. Vem means sin. Kada means removing the sins. All the demigods along with Brahma appeared there and glorified the Lord of 7 hills known as Venkateshwara. Walking through the beautiful forest, one can enjoy the beauty of Venkatachalam hills. Fragrant flowers and fruits, beautiful animals, and cool breeze, one can experience the bliss of Vaikunta here itself. Once, Ramanujacharya came with his disciple to Tirumala. On the way, he met one low-class man. He asked him the way how to reach Tirumala. To this, the man showed his hands and said, "It is this way." Ramanujacharya immediately offered prostrated obeisances to him again and again. The disciples asked Ramanujacharya, "Guru Maharaj, why are you offering obeisances to a low-class man?" To this, he replied, "The hills of Tirumala is not different from Vaikunta. That man showed me the way to Vaikunta. Therefore, he is like my spiritual master. That's why I did my obeisances to him." When he came near to the hill, he could see the hill Venkatachalam is not different from Adisesha. So he offered obeisances to the Venkatachalam hill. He refused to climb on the hills and remained at the foothills of Tirumala. Later, Anandalvar came and requested him to come to Tirumala and have darshan of Lord Balaji. If he did not climb, then none of his disciples will climb. Then in future, no one will go to Tirumala. Finally, by the request of Anandacharya, Ramanujacharya climbed the hills with his knees without keeping his feet. That's why still in one particular place called as Mokkala-Mitta, even now we can see the people climb the hills by knees. The whole 11-kilometer foot pathway is very nicely maintained. There is a nice roof to protect the devotees from sun and rain. Also, there is enough drinking water and security. After arriving to the hills of Tirumala, the devotees feel like coming to the lap of our own mother. One cannot express it by words. The fragrance of the flowers and cool atmosphere and the spiritual vibration, no words can describe it. devotees then go to take bath in the holy water of Swami Pushkarini. Lord Balaji's glorious pond is known as Swami Pushkarini. Garuda brought Swami Pushkarini from Vaikunta and installed in the earth. It was very dear to the Lord's consorts, Sri Devi and Bhudevi. It was filled with nectarian water and sweet smelling and heart winning. It was the originator of all rivers like Ganges. It could destroy all the sins like drunkenness and stealing, etc. It grants the bathers all pleasures of the world, fulfills the desires of the heart, and blesses with spiritual energy. One of the translations of the sloka in Varaha Purana state that a few hard-earned blessings, they are: number 1 is bathing in the Swami Pushkarini. Number 2 is serving a pure devotee. Number 3 is observing Ekadashi. Another sloka says about another 3 hard-earned blessings. They are: number 1, birth in the humankind. Number 2, living near Venkadatri mountains. Number 3 is bathing in the Swami Pushkarini. Here we can see the beautiful float festival of the Lord Balaji known as Malayappa Swami with Sri Devi and Bhudevi, which are feast for the eyes. Varaha Purana also says about Lord Ramachandra's visit to Venkatachalam while he was going to Sri Lanka. By the prayers of Hanuman's mother Anjana Devi, Lord Sri Ram, along with Sugriva, Angada, Jambavan and Neela, went to the hills of Venkatachalam and received the worship of Anjana Devi, the mother of Hanumanji, and they all came to Swami Pushkarini. Then Sri Rama bathed in the sacred waters of Swami Pushkarini. They built a cottage on the western side of Swami Pushkarini and rested happily. The Vanara Sena or the Mangi armies wandered all over the hill eating tasteful fruit. On the northeast side of Swami Pushkarini, the Vanaras seen a dark cave. The lion-hearted Vanaras went deep into the cave. There they seen Vaikunta spiritual world. It was effulgent like millions of suns. They also saw beautiful gardens, crystal-like water streams, towers inlaid with precious stones and diamonds. The citizens, they are all blissful, four-handed, with limbs anointed with sandalwood pulp. That Vaikunta cave is still there, but it is not visible to our material eyes. It is covered by the Lord's Maya. The Varaha Purana says that the eternal associates of Lord Balaji resides there when the place is flooded with pilgrims. When Dasharatha Maharaj came to Tirumala, he also seen Lord Brahma and many rishis were performing devotional service sitting in the Swami Pushkarini. On the last day of the Brahmotsavam, there is a ritual called Chakra Snanam, in which the priest dipped the Sudarshan Chakra deity in the Swami Pushkarini. After bathing in the holy water of Swami Pushkarini, devotees go to the Varaha Swami temple, which is situated in the bank of Swami Pushkarini. It is said the devotees should first take the darshan of Lord Varaha Swami before going to Lord Balaji's darshan. Since Varaha Swami is the one who gave land for Lord Balaji, in Varaha Swami temple we can see the beautiful deities of Bhu Varaha Swami. the boar incarnation of the Lord. After the Varahaswami darshan, now let us do a parikram to the Balaji temple and see the places around the Balaji temple. This is the main entrance of the Balaji temple. In front of this Rajagopuram, this 4-pillar mandapam is known as Golla Mandapam. Golla means cowherd. Once a cowherd girl, after giving milk to Ramanujacharya, asked money from Ramanujacharya. The devotees instructed her, "Why are you asking a cheap thing as money?" They told, "Even if you ask liberation, Ramanujacharya can give. Why can't you ask that?" Then she went to Ramanujacharya and she asked liberation. Ramanujacharya told, "You should ask this to Lord Balaji, he will give you." So she asked Ramanujacharya that you write a letter and give to me, I will show this to Balaji. Ramanujacharya wrote a letter saying that please send her to Vaikunta. She took this letter and showed to Lord Balaji. Immediately she left her body, she went back to Vaikunta. And this is the place where she left her body. Since she is a cowherd lady, the mandapam also named as Golla Mandapam. And this is the place where every day the temple authorities hand over the keys to the sannyasis known as Jiyar Swami. After the Golla Mandapam, here we can see the temple of Hanumanji, who is known as Bedi Anjaneya, in a standing form. His feet and hands were tied by chain because Balaji has to pay the debts to Kubera. So once when he didn't pay it, they arrested the Balaji's servant Hanumanji in a chain. Therefore we can see still that chain and the Hanumanji. Therefore he is known as Bedi Anjaneya Swami. After the Bedi Anjaneya Swami, we can see the place of Sahasra Deepalangara Seva. Every day evening, Lord Balaji's Utsavamurti known as Malayappa Swami used to swing with his consorts Sri Devi and Bhudevi. It is known as Sahasra Deepalangara Seva. Above this place is called as Hadiram Babaji Mutt. Hadiram Baba Mutt is situated on the southeast corner of the Balaji temple. This is the place where the Lord Balaji used to play dice with his devotee Babaji. Basically, he is from the North India. He used to eat few leaves from the tree and performs his devotional service. The Lord Sri Venkateshwara enjoyed his association very much. So the Lord used to come here and play dice regularly with him. One night, the game continued longer than usual, and the Lord suddenly realized that the temple would open soon, and he hurried away. So the Lord, in his hurry, left behind one of his diamond necklace. As soon as the doors of the temple opened, the priests noticed that the diamond necklace of the Lord is missing. They were searching everywhere for the necklace. Meanwhile, the devotee Babaji also realized that the Lord had left his ornament behind, and he rushed to the temple to return it. By seeing the necklace in the hands of Babaji, the securities thought that the Babaji is the thief. They caught him at the door and put him in prison. Babaji pleaded his innocence, but they haven't listened any of his word. And the matter was taken to the king. The king decided to test the Babaji. The king ordered that the devotee Baba's room be filled with sugarcane, that the Baba should eat every bit of the sugarcane before the morning, if he wanted the king to believe his words. The mound of sugarcane was too huge for him to even contemplate eating. So he depended on the Lord and prayed for the mercy of the Lord. That night, Lord Venkateshwara appeared in the form of a huge, beautiful elephant. The elephant ate all the heaps of sugarcane dumped there for the devotee Babaji. The elephant then blessed the devotee Babaji and trumpeted loud and broke open the doors, ran away and disappeared thereafter. Devotee Babaji, upon seeing his favorite Lord Ram in the form of an elephant, he shouted repeatedly, uttering the word Hathi Ram, Hathi Ram. In Hindi language, Hathi means elephant. Since the devotee Babaji's beloved Lord Sri Ram has personally come to rescue the Babaji in the form of a Hathi, an elephant, therefore he has been named as Hathiram Baba. King understood the pure devotion of the Babaji and he relieved him from all charges and appointed Hathiram Babaji as the head priest of the Tirumala temple. The king also constructed a temple for his Rama deity. Still we can see this old building here. And these are the personal deities of Hathiram Baba. They are Sita, Ram, Lakshman and Hanumanji. There are also thousands of Saligram Shilas. As a head priest of the temple, Babaji served the Lord Balaji for many years. Remembrance of his loving service to the Lord, even today, the first offering to Lord Balaji, that is fresh butter and sugar, is taken from this Hathiram temple. If we request, they also give us a little bit of that direct prasadam of Lord Balaji. By the order of the Lord, this pastime is carved on the entrance of the silver door. Vendivakili. Here the priest says that the name Balaji is given to the Lord Venkateshwara by Hathiram Baba itself.
हाथीराम बाबा को भगवान बालक रुक्मेंद्र सिंधिया, इसलिए उन्होंने बालाजी नाम रखा, इसलिए बालाजी बोला हम बना देंगे, इसलिए हाथीराम बाबा का मठ ऊंचा है, बालाजी का मंदिर नीचे है.
Later he sacrificed his soul to the Lord and entered into a Jiva Samadhi.
जीव समाधि ली, जिंदा समाधि ली, मरे नहीं.
This is the glorious Samadhi of Hathiram Baba. It is situated near Venugopala Swami temple on the way to Papavinasham on the hills of Tirumala. At his Samadhi, they also give these special leaves which Hathiram Babaji used to eat. This leaf is known as Ram Patta, the leaves of Ram. It tastes sweeter. They give this leaf as a prasadam of Hathiram Baba. After Hathiram Babaji Mat, we can see a temple of Tirumala Nambi. Tirumala Nambi is a maternal uncle of Sripad Ramanujacharya. He is also known as Sri Shailapurna. Ramanujacharya studied Ramayana from him. Tirumala Nambi used to go to the Papavinashana Tirtham and bring water for Lord Balaji. One day while he was bringing the water to Balaji, Lord Balaji appeared in the form of a small boy and asked, "Oh grandfather, I am very thirsty, please give me some water." So Tirumala Nambi told that I am taking this water for Lord Balaji, I can't give you. Saying this, he started walking. The Lord, in the form of a small boy, he threw a stone towards the pot and broken the pot, and he drank all the water. Then Tirumala Nambi told, "You broken my pot, now I have to walk all the way again back to Papavinashanam to carry the water for the Lord." So at that time, the Lord Balaji shooted one arrow to a stone, and there he created another one waterfalls that is known as Agashaganga Tirtham. It is equal to the river Ganges. So from that time onwards, for the Lord Balaji's worship, the water is taken from the Agashaganga Tirtham. So even now, there is a festival celebrated for Lord Balaji. On that festival, they honor grandly Tirumala Nambi. After the Tirumala Nambi temple, this is the place where a devotee who is very dear to Lord Balaji, known as Anandalvar, lived and used to offer flower service to the Lord. Once in Srirangam, while Sripad Ramanujacharya was giving explanation to the songs of Nam Alvar, he felt the urge to perform flower service to Lord Balaji. While the disciples were hesitating to take up the task of going to Tirumala, as it was a forest in those days, Anandalvar agreed. He got the permission and blessings from Ramanujacharya to go and stay in Tirumala and render flower service to the Lord Venkateshwara. Sri Ramanuja was so glad that he felt Anandalvar was the only male boy, An Magan, and appreciated him. Anandalvar and his pregnant wife came here to Tirumala to fulfill the Guru's desire. Those days, there were wild animals and freezing cold weather. No one to help them. It was a great austerity. Anandalvar decided to grow flower garden so that he could make beautiful garlands for Lord Balaji. In order to water it, he decided to dig a lake. While he was digging with a spade, his pregnant wife with great difficulty carried the mud and threw it away. Upon seeing their devotion and determination, Lord Balaji thought of helping the couple. So, the Lord came in the disguise of a boy to help them in carrying the mud. But Anandalvar refused, saying, "You are a small boy." Moreover, he did not want anyone to interfere in the personal service given by his Guru Ramanujacharya. The Lord Balaji, in the form of a boy, pleaded again and again, but he angrily drove him away. Lord could not bear to see the pregnant lady struggling, carrying the mud. Then the boy went to the wife of Anandalvar and told her, "Please, let me help you in carrying the mud." She was in an advanced state of pregnancy and hence consented. "Unseen by my husband, throw the mud behind these trees," she said. The Lord, in the form of that cute boy, carried the mud very faster. Meanwhile, Anandalvar, after a few trips, wondered how his pregnant wife could accomplish her task so fast. His wife told him the truth. Anandalvar was so angry with the boy for grabbing the service to his Guru Ramanuja. He ran after him, and when he could not catch hold of him, he threw his digging spade at him to scare the boy. The spade hit the boy's chin. Still the boy ran around the temple in anti-clockwise and entered into the altar and closed the door. The pujaris came and opened the door. Then Anandalvar went inside. The boy was not there, but the Lord Balaji alone was there. When he saw the face of the Lord, he saw the blood gushed out from his chin. Anandalvar, shocked and realized that the boy was none other than the Lord Balaji himself, came in disguise, felt very sad that he could not recognize the Lord in the disguise of a little boy. But the Lord was very much pleased with Anandalvar and told him to apply some camphor to the chin of the Lord to stop the bleeding. Great love, Anandalvar applied camphor on the chin of the Lord. From then on, it became a daily practice that the chin of the Lord Balaji was always decorated with camphor.
యత్సపు వేడుకతో అనంతాళ్ళువారికి ముచ్చిలి వెట్టికి మన్ను మోచినవాడు.
Still we can see the spade by which Anandalvar hit at the Lord Balaji on the wall of the main entrance. This is that great lake dug by Sri Anandalvar, and he named it as Ramanuja Pushkarini. This is the place where he made garden for Lord Balaji. Even now, a few garlands were made from here for Lord Balaji. To commemorate that pastime, even now, once in a year, the festival deities of the Lord Balaji are carried in anti-clockwise of the temple and bring them to this place to honor Anandalvar.
అచ్చపు వేడుకతో అనంతాళ్ళు వారికి ముచ్చిలి వెట్టికి మన్ను మోచినవాడు అచ్చపు వేడుకతో అనంతాళ్ళు వారికి ముచ్చిలి
Lord Balaji is wearing a beautiful jewel known as Nagabarana. It looked like a snake. It is a jewel in the form of a snake. The story behind is, a king named Veera Narasimha, on his way to Rameshwaram, he visited Tirumala. After the darshan, he decided to do some service to the Lord Balaji. He ordered to construct beautiful gopurams for the pleasure of Lord Balaji. Then he went to Rameshwaram. On his way back, again he came to Tirumala and seen the constructed beautiful gopurams. That night he went to sleep with great satisfaction, thinking that the Lord had given him a wonderful opportunity to serve him. But in the midnight, in a dream, a snake appeared and said, "O king, you are doing a great service to Lord of the Seshachalam by building the gopurams. But the weight of the big gopuram causing me more pain to bear on my head. The pain can only released by the Lord of Seshachalam himself." Saying this, the snake went inside the Balaji temple and tied himself around the arm of Lord Balaji. The next morning, the king went to the temple. While having the darshan of the Lord, he felt as if the snake was tied around the arm of the Lord. The king understood that the snake is none other than the Adisesha himself, who is lying in the form of Seshachalam mountain. The king, without a second thought, immediately made a golden snake jewel, which represents Adisesha, to tie on the arms of Lord Balaji. But the pujari is told that the snake ornaments belongs to the demigods like Lord Shiva and others, not for Vishnu. At that moment, the Lord Balaji spoke that Adisesha performed so much austerities to bring me here, so I was very much pleased with him. So I want to wear him on my arm as an ornament. Hearing this, the pujaris decorated the Lord with that ornament known as Nagabarana. Even now we can see that jewel on the arms of the Lord. While entering to the main temple, on the top of the right side wall, we can see the crowbar of Anandalvan, by which Anandalvan hit the Balaji. After crossing this Mahadwaram, the left side we can see the Ranga Mandapam. During the Muslim invasion, Lord Ranganath's small deity known as Namperumal was brought here and stayed here for 40 years. Therefore, this mandapam is also called as Ranga Mandapam. Then we can see the Dwajastambam of Lord Balaji. That enclosure is known as Chambangi Pradakshanam. During the time of Anandacharya, there was a tree of Champaga flowers. And while constructing these compound walls, that tree was an obstacle. Since all the trees and living entities in Tirumala are the eternal associates of the Lord, Anandacharya doesn't want to cut the tree. So that night Anandacharya prayed to Lord Balaji. The next morning when he came, he seen the tree was moved away from the place where they want to construct the wall. Therefore that enclosure is known as Chambangi Pradakshanam. Then while entering into the second enclosure, we can see a door made of silver. It is known as Vendivakili. On that Vendivakili, we can see a carving of Lord Balaji playing dice with Hathiram Babaji. After crossing through the silver entrance known as Vendivakili, towards our left side, we can see there is a temple of Lord Varadaraj. While circumambulating the Balaji temple, we can see the place where they cook for the Lord. The in charge of cooking is the mother of Lord Balaji, known as Vakula Mata. We can see the deity of Vakula Mata there, who also in the Krishna Lila Mother Yashoda. After that, we can see a well made of gold. It's known as Bangaru Bhavi. It is said from Yamunacharya's time, this well water also they use for the Lord Balaji's worship. Then if you do a parikram, we can see the beautiful golden Vimanam. It's known as Ananda Nilayam. On that Ananda Nilayam, we can see the form of Lord Balaji, known as Vimana Venkatesha. Southern side of this enclosure, there is a temple of Lord Narsinghadev. Also, there is a temple of Ramanujacharya, known as Bhashyakara. This deity was carved in the presence of Ramanujacharya. He embraced this deity and gave to Anandacharya. Later, when Ramanujacharya disappeared, by the order of the Lord Balaji, that deity was installed inside the temple premises. The great devotee Annamacharya, who is known as an incarnation of the sword of Lord Balaji, he is the one spread the glories of Lord Balaji around the world by his songs, Kirtans.
అదివో అల్లదివో శ్రీహరివాసము 10,000 శేషుల పడగలమయము అదివో అల్లదివో శ్రీహరివాసము.
Those Kirtans are the essence of the Vedas, Puranas, and it was charged with pure devotion. Simply by hearing those songs, one can become a devotee. Few of those songs were written in the copper plates and protected here, particularly in the temple premises. It is known as Annamacharya Kirtana Bhandaram.